Hi, my name is Meg, and I'm going to show you the soaps, two of the ones that I did for this month's Fantasy Fictional February. As you see there, I was infusing the last of my summer rose petals for the Snow and Rose one, and here I am pouring the clear handmade glycerin soap that I make usually once every 6 months or so, and I'm putting in the swans. The book that I based this on is a story of two sisters. I'll link the other video that shows the book so you can understand better if you don't know the book. But basically the swans represent the sisters. One has white hair and the other has black hair. And here I'm putting these swans in the clear soap. I wanted it to look like they were floating on a pond. And I've showed before on landscape soaps, I usually do the ground and the sky in two different batches. Here's some really nice spirulina that I've mixed with olive oil, and this is going to be for the ground portion on both of them. And usually when I do the sky part, I wait an hour or two, sometimes like 6 hours or so. It just depends on what I'm doing and how busy I am. And then I can come back to it. Just as long as it's within like the same day, the two parts stick together just fine. And it makes it easier. Both of these soaps were complicated in that I wanted the pieces to stay upright, like as you see later on here. Okay, so now I'm pouring the ground part that's going to be the garden on Snow and Rose. And again, in the storybook, the two sisters each had a garden, one with red flowers and one with white flowers. And so that's where I'm going to put the flowers. And this is going to be for Cottage Cat. I'm putting Earl Grey, their cat, in right now. And like I said, it does make it nerve-wracking when the batter is this loose like that to get the cat to stay upright. And I wanted it to look like the cat was further down like the hill from the cottage. And the white flowers are going in here. I bumped the camera a little bit, and I'm sorry. And the pinkish red flowers were made with rose clay. So it'd be a nod to rose red. I'm putting those on the other side of the garden there. And here I'm going to add some more green to Cottage Cat, but this is, oh, the panic right here a little bit in my heart, because I could see that it's just not very thick, which kind of works against you in landscapes, because as you're pouring, everything's moving. So I had to go very slow, and I didn't want to speed this footage up for you because I wanted you to see how slow you kind of have to take it sometimes just to keep something from tipping over and going sideways on you. It just, everything is always so different. It was the essential oil blend that this one was made of. It made things really, you know, it would be perfect for like a swirl soap, so I'll have to keep that in mind later on. But it was made it a little scary to pour around the cat. So I'm kind of filling it in on all sides of it. You want to pour on one side of the embed and then on the other to try to kind of float it. I'm moving it a little bit with my hand to keep a hold of it upright. And so I did wait about 5-10 minutes just to give the green a little bit more stability before I went to put in the tree and the cottage. I wanted this cottage to look just like the shape of the one in the book, with a very triangular roof and the color that it was and stuff. And so basically made this with the bottom of the house is a square column mold, just a standard one. And then for the roof, I actually poured a little bit into my regular molds here and then just cut it into the shape of the roof, then make it like a big triangle. And it started to come apart a little bit when I was going to put this in. Oh, I can't tell you how nerve-wracking it was to put the cottage and the tree in. I'll tell you that. I tried to stay very calm, but it was a little bit of a hold your breath kind of moment. You don't even realize you are holding your breath, honestly, when you're doing that. Then here went the tree, and some of the slices actually will have a tree with white flower petals because I ran out of rose clay when I was making the embeds with my extruder. So I had put a little bit of white, and I thought, well, then that's like cherry blossoms. And last minute adjustments, trying to make sure everything stays upright. I did actually come back and check on it too a little while later, just to make sure that the weight of the cottage didn't make everything tip. I have no footage of pouring the skies, and I'm so sorry. It's just one of those things. My son is 6 years old and autistic, and also doesn't speak much, and he got a hold of my phone. He loves to get my phone and watch my photo gallery of his birthdays and things like that, and I just couldn't get my phone away from him without him getting super upset. So, and I needed to pour the sky, so I just went ahead and did the sky and put the pieces on the top, and I'm sorry for that, but just how life goes, right? And it wasn't, I just did indigo for the skies, and on the cottage cat I did a little uncolored too, so I wanted the sky to look swirly, and I used pieces of the cat column that I had trimmed off to decorate some of them, and then the rest were just flowers that I made with soap dough too. And then here I'm doing the cutting on Snow and Rose, which again, wow, this one really, I had to go slow because of that clear part at the bottom. I tried cutting it every single which way that I could, and just had to go slow with it on this particular side. And so I decorated the top of it with the eco-friendly biodegradable glitter that I have that looks like snow. And then I saved these rose buds. They were literally the last rose buds of the beginning of fall on my beautiful rose bush. Really hope you enjoyed watching me make these two soaps. Next week will be another, probably 2 videos to show 2 more soaps. The mushroom one for Ivo's character, and the one Fly and Swim for the unsung heroes of Snow and Rose. And then later on I have the other soaps that I had for February. But all of them are in my shops right now. If you're interested in buying, I thank you. And I have an Etsy and Square linked below, as well as my socials and my Patreon. I am so happy with how this collection turned out. My whole heart and soul went into it. I feel like ever since I started doing the fantasy fictional February, this year's really made me happy, and it turned out just so good. And I thank you so much for watching. Take care.